Hey, benvenuto a tutti. I'm Mark. Welcome to Epic Genealogy. I got a real great video today. Make sure you stick for the second half, because that's where the real shocking. This is going to be shocking discoveries made while doing family history. And today I'm at a Phoenix mausoleum, and I'll get to that in just a moment. But if you are new to the channel, or if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment if you want to see more videos like this, or if there are other things that you'd like to hear me discuss, then definitely leave them in the comments and I will get to that. And I promise this is not clickbait. These are pretty shocking, especially the second one. Something I was just when I found it, I was like, wow, there's a lot to unpack here. So let's get right to it. So now for the first shocking discovery that I made, wow, these kind of things, and you wish these things happen, but you kind of wish it wasn't actually involving your own family. So why does something like this have to and both of them involve my own family, which is really kind of discouraging. But hey, that's when you're doing family history. We're not going to always be happy with the particular things that we find out. So what I decided to do is just take my cognome, my surname, my Randazzo, and just for the heck of it, let's see if there's anybody else in Mesa that has Randazzo. And I plugged it into I plugged it into Find a Grave, findagrave.com, which Find a Grave is a fantastic resource. If you're not contributing to it, definitely do what you can to get down to cemeteries and maybe just take some pictures and be a contributor, because there's a ton of information. And I actually found this. I took Randazzo and I plugged it into Mesa, and there were no other Randazzos in Mesa. Well, there were no Randazzos. That doesn't mean that there aren't. It just means that Find a Grave hasn't started a memorial for them yet. But so the first one that came up just happened to be an Anthony Randazzo. Like, whoa, all right, let's check this out. And you know, his birth date was on there, his birth year, 1896, and he's married to a Sarah, which was 1907, which was 1907, which leads me to why I'm doing this particular video. So I do some research, and it turns out that not only is he from Gardini, Sicilia, he is a fourth cousin several times removed. And what I find out is the age difference was significant. Now what was nice here is that Serafina is not a common name. She went by Sarah here in the United States, but not a common name. So it turns out she's actually from Sardinia. So she's not from Sicilia, she's from Sardinia. And I found them on a 1930 United States census, and that was where the age difference really came in and was shocking. I've seen child marriages before, but this one is particularly bad. So if you look at the graphic, she was 13 years old. Now he wasn't 15, he wasn't 16 or 17. No, this guy was 26 years old. He married a 13-year-old child. Why did it have to be related? Why did he have to be related to me? I just was, dang. Now she lived until she was about 90 years old, and he died in 1968. Who knows what happened? Maybe she exacted her vengeance. But if you look at the graphic as more proof of this, it's right there. She was 13 when she got married, and she's 22 years old, and her son is 7. Now, I would venture a guess that, and of course he's named for his grandfather, the naming pattern. So Antonino's father is Giovanni Battista Randazzo, and so they Americanized it to John Burton, and I have a picture of him. So I'm guessing he wasn't the firstborn, that the firstborn died, because considering the fact that 13-year-olds should not be having kids. They're children. So that was, yeah, that's something we're going to find when we do family history. Unfortunately, when you go back 100 years, the child marriages are going to be more. But unfortunately, it's still a common thing, even in the United States. Some states have moved to make it illegal and not allow any children, even with parental consent, to get married. So hopefully things are going that particular way. But I don't think saying, well, it was 100 years ago, Mark, and you know, things were a little bit different back then. Yeah, things were different. They were real creepy. Racism was openly tolerated. especially against Sicilians. I mean, our people, so, you know, nostro paesani, there was a lot. The world's the biggest mass lynching in the United States history. New Orleans, of course, was against Siciliano. So really unfortunate, but that is just something we are going to find in family history. Now for the second shocking discovery in family history and genealogy work that I made, this was really unexpected. I'd never seen anything like this before. So I'm trying to track a Caesar, Sacco, and Angela. Now, they're related to Mia Familia. Mia, I think it's my great-grandfather or my great-grandmother. And I wanted to see what happened to them after they immigrated. And because usually what I'd like to do is connect with the great-grandchildren. You know, what's nice is that Caesar is not a common name. Neither is Angela. So to have Caesar, Sacco, and Sacco is not a common name at all. So I figured it would be pretty easy to be able to find these names. If there's records available, I'll be able to know that it's them because they're such uncommon names. Now Sacco, if you are familiar with some history and some history about the prejudice against Siciliano, you'll recognize the name Sacco from Sacco and Vanzetti, two Siciliano scapegoats, just like the lynching in New Orleans, which was about 30 years before that. So I'm looking it up, and I find this death certificate. So if you see, it's Giuseppe Sacco, or Joseph Sacco, and look down at the cause of death. Now I've seen murders before, but I've never seen anything like this before, and this is why I'm including in this video. So if we scroll down here, and we see what the cause of death was. The cause of death was shot. He died in the ambulance on the way to the hospital, and he died due to shock from knife wounds over his entire body. Holy crap, knife wounds over his entire body. And what's killing me here, and I'm still looking for this, I can't find the newspaper clipping on this. Obviously he was murdered, it was ruled a homicide, but it's such a little town in Pennsylvania. Who knows what kind of reporting there may have been, so I've got to get into the newspaper.com and other sites to try to find out what happened here. I got to know what happened. So there's very little information. I don't even know if it's the same one, because the age doesn't match up to be a child of my Caesar, Sacco, and Angela. It could be, we don't know. The guy was murdered, covered in blood, so they just estimated his age. But still in 1918, if he was one of Angela and Caesar's children, so chances are it's not, but this was something. So it got me thinking, my gosh, shock usually takes some time to die from. This guy died on the way to the hospital. What a brutal, horrible murder. Yeah, I can see the non-Sicilianos out there. Well, you know, he was probably a mafia hit. But that's a crime of anger. I mean, you're talking knife wounds over the entire body. That wasn't necessarily a professional hit. That was to send a message. So I'm going to do more research and look into a little bit more. But that was just, wow. He died due to shock. And I know shock can kill you because it's a loss of blood to your organs. But my gosh, he died from shock, not from bleeding out. I know they're related. I get it. I'm no MD, but I know they're related. But that is quite something. He died due to shock from knife wounds over his entire body. So hopefully I can find, or maybe somebody watching the video, if you look this up, maybe you can have some other resources that you can find, that some documentation, something in the newspaper that may be reported on this particular crime. Although I'm not too hopeful. Somebody who is willing to, I don't know, it's kind of up in the air. I mean, were they being cautious or were they not? How many people were stabbing him? I mean, was this like his father's name was Caesar, so I just actually put that together, that his father's name is Caesar. Maybe they thought that the son was the father and it was Caesar, and it was kind of a twisted Sicilian message to him, but not until I did the video did I put that together. So maybe that was the message that they were kind of sending. Maybe it was a message to his old man. I don't know. hopefully, because it's one of those things that just drives me crazy, I have to know the story. What the hell? Why was he stabbed over his entire body? Who knows? Hopefully we can find out. So I think I kept my word, saying they were shocking discoveries from family history and genealogy work. I think we can agree, especially with that last one. That was shocking. If you liked the video, give us a like, comment, and sub. I got a lot of videos that I want to get to, and I was able to get this one out a lot faster than the previous one, so hopefully they're going to be coming faster. And I'll have some links in the description so that if you want to help support the show so that I can get more videos like this out. Again, my name is Mark. This is Epic Genealogy. Non deve essere siciliano ma aiuto. You don't have to be Sicilian, but it helps. Although I'm a little that this particular Siciliano cugino, not so much that one, but till next time. Salud.